Hello, my friends. Hope you are all doing well. I just came on just to make sure that we are going to connect. I was having a few little bit of technical difficulties, but let's just make sure we are good to go and live. I'm trying to pull up my page here, making sure we're on the right page. Just one second, guys. I see it here. There we go. Good to go. Happy Tuesday, my friends. Hope you are all doing well. Today is Tuesday, August 26th, and it happens to be my birthday. It is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you are live, come in and say hello to me. We are right here on Facebook. And if you are new to my page, welcome. My name is Tammy Civello, and welcome to Cards by TLC. I don't know if Facebook is Facebooking today. I'm not seeing comments. But as you come in, just say hello. That way I can see your comments. And I know that there's always a delay. But we are good to go. Happy Tuesday, my friends. As I said, today is Tuesday, August 26th. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you are watching me live right here on Facebook. If you happen to see that little live button in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Hello, Carol. Welcome in. Thank you. So today is another episode of Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jennie, and this is Sketch Week. And Jennie and I thought it would be fun to do this tall and skinny sketch from Mojo Monday, and it's sketch number 413. So we're creating a Slimline card for you today. Good morning. Facebook is Facebooking, I know. Are you guys, before I go on, can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure that we are good to go. So when I saw this sketch, I absolutely knew what bundle I exactly had to do, and that is the Peekaboo Forest, because on the sketch, it has a little strip and then these 3 circles. Now, I'm not going to do this little portion right here. That is fine, but let's take a look at my creation. Since it's my birthday, I needed to make a birthday card, and these critters are absolutely so cute. This adorable bundle is actually on an online exclusive, and it is actually on the last chance. Good morning, Joan. Welcome in. And it's on the last chance retiring list. So if you want this, please grab this now before it's too late. So we are creating our Slimline card. And like I said, where this strip is going down, I decided to use the tree trunk and then the circles of our cute little characters. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to do some coloring today. I'm going to show you a few tips on how to extend the tree. And the sentiment is actually from the With You in Mind. I absolutely love these big, bold fonts and sentiments. These are fantastic. I love these all the time. Thank you, Joan. Appreciate it. So like I said, we are doing a Slimline card. And again, all of the sizes and dimensions, along with the replay, will be on my blog tomorrow at cardsbytlc.com. So if you miss any of these dimensions, it will be on my blog post tomorrow, August 27th. So I used a thick basic white, and I have no idea where my bone folder is yet again. We're gonna play a game each week. Can Tammy find her bone folder in her craft room? I probably should buy like 10 of them and have them around. I'll probably lose all 10 though. So anyhow, this piece is cut at 7 by 8 and it's scored at 3.5. So to create our blue sky, I have Balmy Blue, and that is layered on it at 2.25 by 3.25. I'm sorry, scratch that. 3.25 by 7 5/8. Wow, that was way off. So again, 3.25 by 7 5/8. I have another piece of crumb cake that's actually the same size to do my tree. So that's it's going to be a scrap piece. And then I have a piece of old olive for the top part of our tree. And this piece is cut at 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I have, let me grab, hold on. Hold please. I need some early espresso for the, I guess, are they called burrows that are in trees? Like the holes in the tree trunks, are those burrows? I don't know. But I'm using that to create my holes in my tree trunk and my my branches. Let's quickly look at the stamp set again. So we have our cute images, and then all of the pieces, cut all of these out, so we're good there. And then we have an extra hole that we're going to be putting in for the holes going up the tree trunk. So let's go ahead and get started. I think first and foremost, I'm going to stamp my cute little critters in Memento Black ink. So it gives it a second, because we're using ink blends, it gives it a second to dry. And then we can do the other parts and pieces. And our little hedgehog, our raccoon, our bear, and our hedgehog. There is a bird on there. I'm just not using it today. So that is done. And we could put that kind of up here on the side. And then I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap piece to build our little tree trunk here. Let's put this aside, that aside. So again, I have crumb cake and I have pecan pie for my trunk. And I have already pre-mounted my tree trunk. So what I'm going to do, because that's kind of a larger block, I'm going to go ahead and add the ink to the image, rather the image to the ink. Anytime I do a large image, I always like to add ink to the image. Thank you, Lori. Welcome in. And then I'm going to stamp towards, let me pull this up. I'm going to stamp towards the bottom part of this. And then I'm going to take the tree extender that has the tree branches, and I'm going to make sure that this is lined up correctly. Hold on. Flip this. Okay. You want to make sure that that lines up with the tree trunk. So I'm just going to line this up, and I'm going to pull this down because the glare is bothering me, but I'm just basically lining this up. And I want to be able to get close to lining that up. And it's a little imperfection, but that's okay. Tree trunks are not perfect. So I'm going to line that up again. And see what I'm doing as I'm extending our little tree here. And I did 3 extensions on this, because I want to, where's my die? I want to be able to add 2 of the burrows, or holes, or whatever they're called. I'm not sure what they're called. I don't want to call it the wrong thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our die, our tree trunk die, and we're going to cut this out. And this actually doesn't cut the whole thing out, so we're going to have to extend and fussy cut that out. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through the die cutting machine. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I just want to make sure that this lines up accordingly. Put a Post-it to hold that down. And I probably should have put the circle die in there, but we'll rerun this through. So now that has cut out our little hole right here. And then let me grab my snips. See how it's kind of not cut completely through? This is where we're gonna come, and it's meant to do that so you can extend your tree if you would like. And I'm just gonna flip this around. And we are going to trim right up that tree. And there is our tree. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that circle die. Don't need you anymore. I do need you for the next step. Let me grab my circle die, and I'm going to die cut out 2 holes on this really quick. I wish they doubled up on the circle dies on that. That would have made things a lot easier. Okay. So there is that. Now we're going to bring in our early espresso, and I'm going to actually die cut another tree trunk because this circle right here is not the same size as the circle that they provide. It's this circle is just a little bit smaller. This one's a little bit larger. So to get another hole covered, you need to unfortunately cut that out. And then I'm going to do my branch, and we're going to do a couple of branches and a couple of holes. So just bear with me. So, since it's my birthday, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys a question. What is your favorite birthday treat? Are you a cupcake person, a cake person, a pie person, an ice cream person? For me, my birthdays were all about the cakes. I have 2 favorite types of cakes. I like either a yellow or white cake with chocolate frosting, or I like a German chocolate cake. Those were always my 2 favorite treats. So now you can see this hole, if I line this up accordingly, fits perfectly in that. So I'm going to leave that there so I know that that's the hole for that one. I need to die cut 1 more branch and 1 more hole. Okay, here we have it. What envelopes do I use for this? Great question, Joan. I typically use a business envelope, like the long, skinny business envelopes. You can always make your envelope, but I use the small, skinny business envelopes for this. That is a great question. And you love chocolate chip cookies from Black Angus. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. I wish they had our Black Angus around here. They got rid of ours. Okay. So here are our holes. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Balmy Blue. Was that the one? Okay. I just want to make sure I have the right hole. And then I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to add some glue. I'm not going to glue this bottom part. I probably just realized what I did. I'm just going to glue the sides because I'm going to tuck our little characters in the burrow or the holes. Guys, correct me. Is it a burrow? I keep saying this. Jenny loves cupcakes or cakes. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny just put in the chat that it's the number 10 envelopes, 4 1/8 by 9 1/2. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you. Okay. Stop it. Let's go. My fingers got a little mucky. Okay, is this the one? Okay. Now I'm just going to come in here and add our circles. Is this the right one? Yeah. Did I have the wrong side? Hold, please. There it goes. I had it upside down. I was like, that looks a little off. And then let's see which direction this guy goes. Okay, that one goes that way. And this one goes this way, I believe. Yep. Okay, that goes in there like that. Now I'm going to bring in my little take your pick tool, and I'm going to poke a little section down in here just so I can break away that glue that possibly got underneath there. Just take your little take your pick tool and run that through, because we're going to be tucking our little characters, little animals underneath. Okay, there we go. And then now we have our cute little animals. I still have my branches to put on. Let's figure out where we're going to put those. I meant to tuck them underneath there before. Wonder if I can lift you up, if I can do kind of like a little sneak attack and do some, let me do some trimming here. I might be able to sneak it under there. I should have put the branches underneath the trunk. Almost feel like we don't need branches. I think the only reason why I put branches on there, there's one, because I had to cover up a smudge on my card. Let's trim you again. Sneak in there. Really should have put this underneath, but oh well. That's not going to really work. Yeah, I don't like it on the outside of that branch. We're just going to, I think we might just take away the branches. Oh, that one's already glued down. Okay, we're just going to do one branch. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's go ahead and color our little critters. And I have my Stampin' Blends, and for my little raccoon, I am coloring him in light gray granite and dark gray granite. And I think I need some new blends because the tips on these are fraying. I've had this blend for a really long time because I very rarely use gray granite, but this one's a little frayed. And then I have our dark gray granite. Forgot his little paws. We're going to come down the middle and do his eyes. Now these are smaller images and not worth really shading, but I'm going to come back in and darken that up just a little bit more where it's slightly subtle, just like so. Then I'm going to do his little toenails or his claws. Okay, there's our little raccoon. And our bear is going to be in pecan pie. And I believe I used light crumb cake for his little nose and ears. So this one I am going to go ahead and shade just a little bit because he's just a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to come in here and do some dark lines. It's probably not going to show up too much, but I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm going to do his nose in light crumb cake. And the inside of his ears in light crumb cake. And then I'm going to come in with my light pecan pie and color him up. And then we have our little porcupine. And where's my light? I'm going to do my porcupine and crumb cake, like light and dark crumb cake. And I'm going to leave his little nose white. Okay. I'm going to come in with my dark crumb cake and then just do his little spikies. His little needles. And there's our cute little porcupine. So I'm going to go ahead and get my dies out really quick to line this up. And what I love about the dies is they have the tabs on them. So they're meant to be stuck inside the tree. So I'm going to line these up. Bear with me in just a second and I will die cut these out. Let me just show a tip really quick for you. I line them up just like so. Just like so. Put Post-it down to hold that in place. That way they don't jump, or at least I hope they won't jump. I do need new plates. So my plates are pretty old and warped, so we're gonna pray that they turn out okay. Okay. Slowly move it over to my die. And then I'm going to slowly move it through the die cutting machine just so it doesn't jump. Okay. Believe they turned out okay. So let's get these off. Yep. And see what I mean by the little tab? And you might even have to trim the tab just a little bit, but we're going to see if it needs any trimming. Okay. And we did our bear at the top. So I'm going to tuck my little bear underneath here. Make sure his paws are out just like so. Now I'm going to take a Stampin' Dimensional behind their heads and make their heads just kind of look more 3D. And see, you can see how the head's just up just a little bit. Okay, then we have our little raccoon. Maybe our raccoon might need a little trimming. I might just color him. He jumped a little bit, and I think I'm going to trim him just a little bit around the ears because that's kind of bothering me. He was on the end, so he kind of jumped, and I'm going to trim him just a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to take our little Stampin' Dimensional and put that behind his head. I need to bring this down just a little bit. Here's our little raccoon. Aren't these so cute? I love these little critters. Unfortunately, I waited probably a little too long for it. I kept telling myself I need to get them, and then I have a squirrel moment, and I wish they had a squirrel for the tree. That would be cute. Instead of the bird. I mean, a bird makes sense, but I think a squirrel would have been fun to add to this. Okay, so there is our little creatures, and let me get... Do I have my little magic eraser? Yes. Get my little glue eraser and clean that up just a little bit there. There we go. These things are amazing. I think you can get a package. I can't even remember what a package, how many come in a package on Amazon, but these are fabulous to grab glue. Now we have our part of our tree. So I made this just like so. I probably came up just a little too high on the bottom of the tree. So I'm going to trim this just a little bit. I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to cut the bottom of the tree. It does come with a little swirly thing here to edge off the tree. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher, maybe like there. And I'm going to see how much room I have left to play with, because I do need room for my sentiments to still work. We might have to do a little bit of surgery. Okay. Let's see. I think it's going to work just fine because I'm going to tuck it behind his head. So that works out perfect. So I'm going to come in here and take my happy birthday and stamp it in Early Espresso. And that is another, we're going to flip that over and give it a better stamp. Always two sides, right? There we go. That's much better. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here and take my adhesive, tuck that under like so. Make sure that that's lined up with the top. There is that. And now we can go ahead and add it to the front of our card. And then our card will be done. Okay, there we have it, my friends. There is our adorable little happy birthday card using the Tall and Skinny Monday Mojo Sketch 413. So that is my version of this. Now, please be sure to head over to Jenny's page at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at Stampin' with Jen. That's 2 N's in Stampin' and 2 N's in Jen. She's giving you a sneak peek of some upcoming brand new products and doing a Christmas card. I've got a sneak peek of her card, and it is so stinking adorable. So you definitely want to head over to her page at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, all of the sizes and dimensions and links to both mine and Jenny's replay will be on our blogs, and mine will be on cardsbytlc.com tomorrow, August 27th. In the meantime, I will see you all next time for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.